That's how you give us a satisfying finale. We are back talking about episode 10 of season 1 of Widow's Bay. Full spoilers ahead. I love this finale from beginning to the end, but let's break it all down. Starting off with what's going on in the shelter with Wick and Patricia. We see they're trying to be the peacekeepers, right? They're trying to keep everyone calm, and the shelter is like 137 people. They're fighting over the food. They're nervous how long they're going to be in the shelter. Meanwhile, we have Bashir worrying about his wife, Shell, and newborn child. He eventually gets Patricia to tell him where Tom is, and we'll talk about that later. But also, there is a big moment with Dale as he finds these very disturbing films. So what Dale finds on these films, I think will be a big talking point or a big focus in season 2, and I think that's going to be this secret society that's been keeping the island fed. I think there will be other characters that will be revealed to be a part of the secret society, but nonetheless, the video shows how they have videos for the people that's going to be sacrificed and why they're being sacrificed for the greater good, but also he watches a film about the people that are doing the sacrificing as far as the committee, right, and telling them you're supposed to do this. And it's important to remember, he talks about you need to feed the island when it needs to be fed, and you need to listen to the church bell, because the amount of times that the bell goes off is how many sacrifices you have to make. But now going to what's going on with Tom and Ruth, which was just the best of this episode, because the performance from Ruth was nothing short of incredible. Right off the bat, the comedic moment where she's on the treadmill and Tom sees how healthy she is, her running up the stairs, her being so busy on her calendar, her being so like thoughtful of Evan, which we'll talk about later. But I thought all the scenes with Tom was excellent. As we watch Tom trying to find a way to killing her in a very peaceful way, he goes to the doctor's office. He finds out about this prescription that doesn't supposed to be mixed. He gives her the mixture of the drug in her tea. She sips on it, but before that, she tells him all the stories about her ex-boyfriend, about her dad, about the pastor, but more importantly, the story about her daughter.
And I got to watch her fall in love with you, Tom.
That's right, my prediction came true, which was that she was a secret mom. She had an affair when she was 40. She had a kid. That kid ended up being Lauren. She saw Lauren fall in love with Tom. Obviously, she felt bad for what happened to her daughter. She would visit her at the home where she found out, where she told her she was a secret mom, which is makes sense and explains the letter that she gave to Evan. And speaking of Evan, the reason why Ruth was so actively in his life, another theory I predicted, is because she wanted to be there for her grandson.
Well, that method just doesn't work.
It all comes full circle as Tom feels bad that he just tried to kill his mother-in-law, and as he's helping her up, he wants to take her to the doctor, get the drugs out of her system. In comes Bashir. He shoots Ruth, and he's thinking that this is the last descendant. He can save not only the town, but also save his family so he can leave and his child doesn't have to be born and be stuck on his island. He finds out that Ruth wasn't the last descendant, but Tom won't tell him who it really is, which is Evan. Speaking of Evan, his terrible friend PJ takes him and Kelly to the secret passage that takes them to that mysterious room with the chair and the doors. Kenny follows them, and PJ locks him in there. Evan stays behind to try to let him out of the room, but then Kenny gets taken and eaten by the island. So now everyone thinks that the curse is over, the storm has ended. Bashir thinks he killed Ruth, but no, she's alive. She's tough as nails. She's harder to kill than the boogeyman. Again, the storm is over. They think the curse is over. We see Tom and his son now thinking that everything has passed. He throws the brooch, which Ruth had in her possession, into the water. They look at each other, and then they hear in the background 8 of the church bells going off. Remember that film that Dale watched? It said that you need to listen to how many times the island wants to be fed and how it wants to be satisfied. So now we hear 8 bell rings, which to me means that the island wants 8 new people to be fed to, which means that the curse isn't over. It's just temporarily on hold, which leads us into season 2. I have a full, more in-depth breakdown which you all can check out in the link in my bio, but overall, I thought this was a fantastic finale, a fantastic season of television, and as far as season of television, we are getting to season 2, so my thoughts are, I think PJ purposefully took Evan and Kelly down because I think he wanted to feed the island. I think he's a part of this secret society that's been feeding the island all these years. Speaking of season 2, what's going on with Shell? Did she have the baby? Was the curse, like, is there a loophole that she was able to have the baby when the curse ended? Also, Ruth, is she really alive? We'll have to find out in season 2. And also, there's so much more about Patricia. What about Jerry and her brother in the situation with Wick? Who's the 43rd person that was the passenger? So many more questions. But again, I love this season. I love this finale. I will be making more videos talking about my thoughts on the finale, but also my thoughts on season 2. So let me know in the comments, what did you all think about the finale of the season overall? What thoughts and theories do you all have for season 2? For more discussions about Widow's Bay, consider subscribing and following for more.